It's Tuesday, July 28th.
There's nobody alive today who's seen this much rain in Edmonton.
Now the wettest summer on record in the city. Storms continue to overwhelm infrastructure, wrecking roads, trees, and homes. Closures remain this morning with more rain on the way.
We just want to put the power in the hands of the patients.
Albertans will soon be able to book and pay for certain medical scans without a doctor's referral.
I think he's a phenomenal coach. I think extremely highly of him.
The Oilers stars speak for the first time about the team's controversial coaching hire while raising money for sick kids in our city. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to your Tuesday morning, Edmonton, after quite the Monday. Kim is out on location revealing the winner of our Yard of the Year contest coming up a little bit later. So it's Corey and I in the studio this morning. Corey, we're going to get to everything that happened yesterday in a moment. What's coming at us today?
Well, we could see more storms once again later this afternoon in supper hour, so be mindful of that once again, and more unsettled weather as we get into the later parts of the week. I've got all those forecast details and a lot of numbers coming your way as we go throughout the next 3 hours, Kent.
All right, thank you, Corey. Well, the wettest summer on record in Edmonton continues to wreak havoc. Another cleanup underway after a sudden storm ripped through Monday afternoon. The city says Connors Road southbound underpass will remain closed into today. This is what it looked like around 5 o'clock last night after the rain overwhelmed many Edmonton roads again. Police closing the area to traffic. The city also had to close 126th Avenue and 66th Street because of flooding. One man who's lived in the area for 26 years says he's never imagined this could happen.
We're in a 120-year rain high. We've never seen weather like this in our lifetime. So there's nobody alive today who's seen this much rain in Edmonton. So I guess if it could make 100 years without flooding, we're doing a pretty good job.
Some cyclists decided to brave the deep water, biking right past a submerged car. By 6 o'clock, most of that water had subsided. Now, the storm also took out a tree blocking part of the Valley Line LRT route. Crews busy cleaning that mess up late yesterday afternoon in the Strathern area. It stopped service between the Matart and Holyrood stops. ETS running replacement buses between Bonnie Doon and downtown, saying those also experienced delays because of the flooding near Connors Road. LRT service has since been restored. We are closely monitoring your commute. We'll have more on the detours and the closures coming up in just a few minutes. But now let's turn things over to Corey as we take a look at that rainfall. Just how much came during that storm yesterday afternoon?
It was a huge range throughout the city. Let's take a look at the numbers from the west end of the city. 7 to 9 millimeters. I was on the west side when this came down, and it was even heavy at that time for those areas. But then we saw extreme amounts. Southeast corner, 45 millimeters. On the south side of the city, another 45. Areas in dark blue, anywhere from about 23 to 35. So quite a bit of rain in central areas where we saw a lot of that flooding. Let's take a look at the rainfall totals from July. Average rainfall for July is 83 millimeters. At this point, we are at 261. As we take a look at numbers for the summer so far, June 1st to actually July 27th, 534. That brings us to a total of 657 millimeters for this summer. So a lot of rain, putting us #1 of the wettest summers. And this is only up until yesterday. There are more storms expected for today. We'll talk about that coming up. We could see more rainfall totals added to this. Once again, Kent, we're going to be having to deal with more storms.
Wow. Wettest summer in a long ever in this city. And yesterday's storm arriving as many people were cleaning up debris from Saturday on 91st Street in the Alberta Avenue neighborhood. Fallen trees and broken branches have scattered the street. One of those branches blocking the road.
It was pouring rain, lightning, and hail. They had to get out of their cars. It took 5 men to lift this branch off the road to get through our street.
Edmonton's urban forestry crew says they've responded to 341 complaints related to trees since Saturday night and more than 2,200 complaints since the beginning of the month. And it wasn't hail or trees, but falling bricks that Michaela Erickson and her fiance were worrying about on Saturday night. The wind causing several of them to fly off a neighboring high-rise near Commonwealth Stadium. You can still see the impact on the road. Erickson says could have been a lot worse.
We're just watching the storm from the patio, and I was honestly worried about the hail damaging my own vehicle. I'm kind of worried to drive it as I don't know what it did to the frame. The door doesn't open all the way.
The bricks pounding her SUV, dents clearly visible. Several Edmonton roads and underpasses also flooded Saturday, including Grote Road. EPCOR says the unprecedented storms are challenging the system.
Given the frequency, speed, and intensity of the storms we've been seeing this summer, the system is designed to manage typical rainfall at a city level. Extreme and prolonged rainfall can challenge or temporarily exceed capacity in localized areas.
EPCOR receiving 23 calls Saturday to report various manhole covers that popped off, asking anyone who sees a lifted, missing, or displaced lid to report it to EPCOR. Well, the city says all safety protocols were followed at Commonwealth Stadium during the Post Malone concert evacuation. The pounding wind and rain interrupting the performance early in the singer's set as fans scrambled from their seats. The city says the safest option was to tell people to head to covered areas of the stadium. It also says the concourse can accommodate 31,000 people. While the rec center next door was available for shelter, the city says it wasn't a safe option because people would have had to have walked around the stadium to get there. The city also says no injuries have been reported from Saturday night. Well, some of the Oilers' core players are speaking publicly for the first time about their new head coach while teeing up to raise money for the Stollery Children's Hospital. That's Leon Draisaitl teeing off for the 5th annual Zach Hyman Celebrity Golf Classic. Proceeds from this tournament benefiting the Stollery and the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto. Hyman was asked about the Oilers' new coach, Mike Babcock, who he played for in Toronto. Hyman said he had a good experience.
He did a great job with a lot of the young players that were there. A few of the young guys that were there, all of us have had pretty long careers and they're still playing, and he set the foundation for us. So I think he's a phenomenal coach. I think extremely highly of him.
The Oilers open their regular season September 29th at home against the Vancouver Canucks. Attendance numbers at K-Days continue to increase. Organizers say more than 783,000 people enjoyed the Midway this year. That's 43,000 more than last year, the highest number since the pandemic. 2 music headliners had to cancel because of the weather, but K-Days had 7 sold-out shows. Local vendors increasing by 21%. Organizers estimating the fair brought in more than $25 million to the economy.
I think it's demonstrating that, we're kind of on the right track with reimagining K-Days, making sure it's about Edmonton for Edmontonians, really reflecting our community, and also providing our community with the greatest opportunities on site to actually participate in the benefits of this event.
One more statistics for you. Visitors eating more than 700,000 mini donuts over 10 days at the Midway. Well, the population of Camrose will more than double this weekend. Big Valley Jamboree will feature artists like Keith Urban, Riley Green, and Old Dominion. The festival also featuring food vendors, camping, and a variety of activities on the grounds. Organizers say months of planning has brought them to this point.
Honestly, I think we've got 5 stages. There's 4 days of truly nonstop entertainment. It goes beyond the music as well, with a hypnotist and bull riding, dueling pianos. So there's a lot. I always tell people you can't come into it expecting your traditional arena or stadium concert experience.
For most fans, music is the main attraction. Performers say festivals like BVJ are about connecting with the audience.
I think the stage is kind of where where you get to see like my true self. I feel like I'm like a really reserved person when I'm just like on my own, but when I'm on stage, it's like time to let loose and just have fun. And that was my first love, so I think it's just it's like homecoming every time I hit the stage.
The festival begins Thursday, running through Sunday. The Camrose Exhibition Grounds. Tickets for the weekend still available. And Corey, any outdoor festival, BVJ, Folk Fest, Fringe Fest, anything else, they have to be worried at this point because of how much rain and how many storms we continue to get this summer.
Yeah, and Saturday night, we could see some more storms. So, yeah, in case you're going to be doing any sort of outdoor festivals Saturday night, you'll want to watch out for that. You'll want to watch out for tonight as well. Let's take a look at our almanac for today. Our high for today is 27. Average seasonal high is 24. Last year on this day, 22. So we've got the heat today. We've got the moisture in the region. Some good ingredients for some storms later on as we take a look at current conditions. Not too bad to start off. A little bit cooler, which is nice. 12 degrees, wind calm. That will change. The wind will pick up and it'll be a bit windy this afternoon. 12 at the airport, wind calm as well. As we take a look at the forecast for today, again, 27 for a high. Mainly sunny to start off, and then as we go throughout the supper hour and evening, it looks like about 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., a good chance of seeing some thunderstorms pass through the Edmonton area coming in from the west. So another day where you need to keep an eye on conditions outside and keep an eye on things like your basements and the streets and make sure that you avoid any sort of flooding and anything like that. Tomorrow, wind light, 24 for a high tomorrow, mainly sunny. And then 26 on Thursday, mainly sunny. I have your 5 and 10 day forecast still to come your way. Ken.
Thank you, Corey. Let's go to the roads where you are going to encounter some closures in some of the main areas this morning because of that storm and flooding. Connors Road, 98th Avenue, southbound under the overpass is closed today, so expect delays in all directions. The city is assessing the conditions and stability in the area. We showed you earlier just how much water overwhelmed that area, though most of it has drained away. They have to check the road there. Also avoid James McDonald Bridge, 98th Avenue and Scona Road if you can, as they continue to assess following the floods. And Mill Creek Ravine, multiple trails are closed this morning as we continue to see the impact of the rain that is consistently falling, now the wettest ever in Edmonton. Well, still ahead, Japan rocked by a magnitude 6.8 earthquake. Plus, Canada's trade minister is heading to the U.S. for the first time since the Americans amped up tariff threats. And a truck tries to turn back the clock on a freeway in Montreal.
Here's a look at your Edmonton gas prices. Coming down a little bit from yesterday, so good news. It's still quite high, though. The average gas price is $1.72.3 per litre. Top three cheapest stations, that has not changed from yesterday. Costco, 149th Street, the price has gone down, $1.59.9. Shell on 136th Ave, 66th Street, $1.62.9. Also selling at that price is the Shell on Manning Crossing.
We have the latest in a story that continues to develop this morning. A magnitude 6.8 earthquake hit southern Japan. Cameras capturing the moment the earthquake hit, collapsing buildings, knocking out power, derailing trains, and damaging roads and bridges. We also have aerial footage showing the bridges that have been damaged, smoke coming from buildings, and roofs that have collapsed. Bullet train service in the area has been suspended. The region's airport is also now closed. People living in the hardest hit areas have been told to be careful. These are the most prone to aftershocks. Japan's prime minister also setting up a task force to assess injuries and damages. And we're now learning more about yesterday's shooting at the U.S. consulate in Toronto.
We will get you. We have apprehended the previous shooters, all three of them.
It's the second time this year the building has been targeted. A high-speed police chase followed the gunfire. It was then called off for safety reasons. Police are not ruling out a connection between the two cases. Since March, extra security has been placed inside and outside the U.S. consulate. And Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc will be in Washington this week, the first time he's done so since the latest tariff threat from the U.S. LeBlanc will be joined by Chief Negotiator Janice Charette. Prime Minister Mark Carney has said trade talks will intensify after U.S. President Donald Trump signed off on new 50% tariffs. LeBlanc's office did not say which day he would be in Washington. New American tariffs are due to come into effect August 19th. A truck carrying dangerous material tried backing up on a Montreal highway, sending cars swerving around it. This traffic camera shows the truck slowing down, stopping, and then trying to back up after missing the exit to a way station. This forces cars to brake and swerve quickly to avoid hitting it. The union representing road controllers says on top of the dangerous maneuver, the truck was also carrying refrigerated liquid carbon dioxide. No one was hurt, but the driver now faces a $1,600 fine and a license that will be suspended for 7 days. And a dog that fell almost 20 meters off a cliff is now safe after a dramatic rescue.
Just to see them come out with the boat and do the whole rescue and being able to witness all of that was incredible.
This is Willow, a 3-year-old golden lab who fell off the Elora Gorge in Ontario last week. The rescue team and Willow's family searching for days without any sign of her. Then a volunteer group on a ground search found Willow using infrared technology. She was about 450 meters downriver, still alive. Willow was taken to an animal hospital, diagnosed with exhaustion and dehydration, and is now recovering at home. Well, still ahead, a new report says a pipeline to the BC coast will be a boost to the Canadian economy, but possibly not as much as some may think.
Wake up with Your Morning Edmonton. Brought to you by CIR Realty, making real estate easy in Edmonton, Red Deer, and Central Alberta.
6:23, you're taking a live look at downtown Edmonton. Partly cloudy skies. We start off the day today. We're sitting at 12 degrees. Temperatures a little bit cooler throughout the province to start off. We've got 12 in Lloydminster and Cold Lake, 10 in Fort McMurray. Jasper not bad at 11. They started off, I believe, at 6 degrees at this time yesterday. Or sorry, that was Banff. Jasper 11 degrees, Banff at 10. So a little bit better to start off this morning, but much of the province a little bit cooler than where we have been. Slave Lake, High Prairie, Peace River, Spirit River, Grand Prairie, starting off with scattered showers and rain in those areas. A lot of that cloud is to the northwest of us. We are starting off mostly clear to the southeast and to the east. A little bit of cloud, but that is pushing to the north and northwest. We will be mostly sunny as we go throughout the early part of the day as this catches up. There we go. Mostly sunny, and then it looks like about 5 p.m. to about 9 p.m., could see some big storms roll through once again, passing to the east and to the north, and then that will continue to push off as we go throughout the rest of the evening, and then we'll see a lot of clearing after that. But again, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., could see some good storms roll through the Edmonton area. And the wind will also pick up. A little bit breezy this morning, becoming windy as we go throughout the afternoon. We could see gusts around 50 as we go throughout the evening and as those possible storms move through. CTV Edmonton is proud to support the Mega Summer 50-50 in support of the Kaleo Collective and the Bears Children's Fund. Get your tickets now for a chance to win big this summer and take home some great early bird prizes. Get your final deadline tickets before August 7th at ctvedmonton.ca.
Hello there, Jermaine Franklin with you in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Monday. For that, we'll head to the Big Apple. All right, Braves, Mets, bottom six. Luis Torrens with the grounder. Matt Olson dives over to Connor Thomas, who makes the tough play for the out at first. A great diving stop by Olson and an even better play by Thomas, making the awkward grab while having the presence of mind to find the bag for the out as he earns your must-see moment from Monday. And tonight we've got Toronto Tempo basketball as they take on the Lynx. It all starts at 8 p.m. Eastern on TSN 1, 4, and 5. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
TSN must-see moments brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Now it is time for our question of the day. So the question today is, what is a good time to move out of the house? When is it time for the kids to leave? Either when did you move out of the house, or when are you pushing the kids out of the house? Or maybe they're staying for a while. Ken, when did you leave home? You left home fairly early, I think.
I was 18. Like right after high school, I went from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan to Oakland, California, and that was a bit of a shift. But I think your opinion is shaped by your own experience on this one. I imagine. But I think that's good. Get out of the house. You got to experience life. Get out there and realize that outside the nest is tough out there.
Yes, it is.
And you can build it up from there. But things have changed since then. When did you leave?
19.
Yeah, so around the same time.
Yeah.
And I think, affordability wise and many other things, I think kids are staying closer to home. Like,
I think so, yeah.
Certainly when I was in university, I was like, man, I wish I lived at home. It'd be a lot easier. But
for sure,
at the same time, the freedom was nice to have your own. And rent back then, I was paying in 20s to my roommate just out of the
wow, hey?
It was like $200 or something like that. It wasn't like it is today. So it changes.
And I think for me, I was in NAIT, and then as soon as I finished that and got a job, I moved out. And so I think for a lot of people, a lot of families that while the kids are going to school, it's a free ride at home, and then after that, maybe the bills start to kick in. So that might be a big factor as well, but it's just affordability as well. And so a lot of kids are staying home a little bit later, and I think most parents, or a lot of parents, are accepting that as well. So it's just changed.
It totally has. So that's why we're turning it over to you on the text line at 10400. When do you think is the right age to leave home, whether it's for yourself or for your kids?
Yeah.
It's an interesting conversation. Looking forward to having it at 10400. 18, 19. That's a good spot for me.
I think so.
Well, still ahead, speaking of parents and their kids, how about this parenting hack? Keeping things quiet with headphones. Our sidebar stories are on the way. Good morning. It is 6:30 here on a Tuesday. Hopefully you're off to a great start to your day. What a wild Monday we all went through. We're going to get to more on that and the impact that continues into this morning. But first, Corey, a lot of people looking forward to what you have to say about what's coming today.
Oh, I know. Possibly more storms once again. It looks like as we go throughout the supper hour and evening, be prepared for that. They could be some decent storms as well. So I wish I had better news in that regard. More unsettled weather later this week as well. We're not done with the storms after today. I'll have more details on that. Your 5-day forecast coming up in 6 minutes, Kent.
All right, thank you, Corey. We are all living through the wettest summer on record in this city, and we have not even hit August yet. Monday afternoon's storm packing a punch, adding more rainfall to the record-breaking totals. CTV's Kendra Slagoski joins us live at Schooner Road, where there was flooding through that area yesterday. What's the situation like this morning, Kendra?
Well, good morning, Ken. Unfortunately, when you live in the city of Bridges and you have all this rainfall, it does make the commute a little tricky. And the city's telling us that Connors Road southbound under the overpass will remain closed for part of today. We are making our way over there, and we'll show you that situation a little later this morning. But boy, oh boy, that wild weather, as you said, packed a punch on Monday afternoon. Now, parts of the city south and east recording 40 to 50 millimeters of rain, the all-time wettest July on record, 1901 with 283 milliliters. Right now, we're at 263. But we know it's not over yet. The city hammered with that afternoon storm Monday, putting strain on our storm water systems. Now, EPCOR says crews are working 24/7, responding to calls, especially of manhole covers blown off by all this water. Crews continue to monitor the system. But again, this is not normal. It's been challenging. The frequency of the storms, the speed, the intensity, straining that stormwater system. A system designed to manage typical rainfall. The average rainfall for July, usually around 83 milliliters so far, more than 3 times that.
All of a sudden it got really dark. I had to turn my lights on in my condo, and next thing I knew it was just raining and hail, and it was just wild. It was about 20 minutes and then it stopped, and I thought great, and then it started again. It gave us round number 2.
So, Kent, it seems like each day brings us more rain and, of course, more headaches when it comes to driving on these roadways and the underpasses. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that today and on the road situation throughout the morning. Back to you.
Okay. Kendra, thank you. Well, Calgary police are ending the large-scale ground search for Parker Wells. The 11-year-old boy has been missing now for 12 days. Work will continue, but with fewer and refocused officers. Police say over 1,000 people have come together searching for Parker. Officers consulting with autism experts and searching thousands of kilometers on the ground, in the water, and from the air. Calgary's police chief says in her 35 years as an officer, she has never seen such dedicated search tactics.
We are not giving up. Our approach is changing, but our resolve to find answers for Parker and his family is not. We will continue to follow up on tips, re-examine evidence, and pursue any new leads that emerge. If new information identifies an area requiring additional search activity, we are prepared and ready to respond.
Officers urging Calgarians to keep checking their property and contact police with anything they think may be helpful. And the search continues for a missing 81-year-old hiker in Waterton Lakes National Park. Bob Tutil has not been seen for 11 days. He was expected to arrive in Coleman nearly a week ago. Tutil told family he was planning to arrive in the Crow's Nest Pass on July 22nd after hiking the Great Divide Trail, but he did not arrive. On the 23rd, family alerted Parks Canada and RCMP, and search and rescue operations began. His last known location was Roe Lakes Trail on July 19th. Searchers are on the ground inside and outside the park. Aerial resources have also been brought in to help. Tutil may be wearing dark blue shorts or pants, light blue shirt, and a gray backpack. If you have information about where he may be, you're asked to call RCMP or Crime Stoppers. Well, police are looking for the driver of a vehicle that hit a man in South Edmonton last week. Police say on Friday morning, the man in his 50s was hit on 42nd Avenue and Calgary Trail. He was taken to hospital with life-threatening injuries. The driver who hit the man fled. Police are asking anyone who may have dash cam footage of the crash to contact them. Well, Albertans will now be able to self-refer for MRIs, CT scans, X-rays, and ultrasounds if they're willing to pay for it themselves. The Premier says the new policy will save lives and not take resources away from people who have been referred by doctors.
We just want to put the power in the hands of the patient so that they can get those peace of mind tests and hopefully get the all clear. But if they do end up getting something diagnosed, we want them to be reimbursed so that they can get directly into treatment.
The Primary and Preventative Health Services Ministry says physician-referred services will be given first priority. When asked why she's taking this approach rather than putting the money into primary care, the Premier said diagnostics could take over the whole healthcare budget.
We could spend 100% of the healthcare budget on diagnostic and never treat a single patient. That's how expensive the diagnostic tests are and how frequent they are. And so we do have to rely on doctors to use their expert opinion about whether they think somebody should seek a diagnosis.
This is not going to solve the problem that exists within our healthcare system. This is going to make it wait time longer, and it's going to create a two-tier system.
The Premier says someone who chooses to seek their own test should pay out of pocket unless something is discovered. The Primary and Preventative Health Services Minister says participating clinics are not allowed to favor self-referrals over doctor referrals, and they are not allowed to reduce the amount of publicly funded exams. Well, a new report says an oil pipeline to the BC coast may boost the Canadian economy, though not as much as some people may think. The report is from TD Economics. It says the success of a new West Coast pipeline will rely on more exports to Asia, but warns that demand could flatten because of the growing adoption of electric vehicles and clean energy in that region. Well, 27 of Canada's top young hockey players are skating at Rogers Place and Nate Arena this week, all competing for a spot in the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. The week-long training camp includes on-ice practice and exhibition games, including one against Sweden on Thursday. Coaches will evaluate the roster ahead of the tournament. 25 of the 27 players will make the cut. Canada opens the Hlinka Gretzky Cup against Switzerland Monday at Rogers Place. And as we bring Corey in for a look at the forecast, we're just learning now, Corey, that Elk Island National Park is temporarily closed because of flooding. Parks Canada says that flooding plus hazardous downed trees are a danger to visitors. So another impact of all these storms that just continue to hit the region over and over this summer.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at some of the rainfall amounts for there, but the closest we can get is around Sherwood Park, where they yesterday got 40 millimeters of rain. So Elk Island, east of there, also seeing a lot of rain associated with that storm that rolled through. So quite a bit. Again, through the city, quite a range, anywhere from 7 on the west-southwest side to about 45 millimeters in the south and the southeast corner. Quite a bit in central areas. Still dealing with the cleanup in many regions of the city. A lot of road closures in and around Scona and Connors Hill. So you want to just be mindful of where you're going this morning and check the routes first. 11 in Stony Plain and at the airport, 14 in Elk Island, 12 at the Blatchford Station. Winds fairly light to start off this morning. As we take a look at our forecast for today, 27 for a high. More storms in the forecast, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Could see some more big storms roll through the Edmonton area from the west-southwest, and then those will push to the east-northeast. 5-day forecast. Tomorrow, 24, mainly sunny. 26 Thursday, 28 on Friday, so a few good days to follow. A lot of drying. And then Saturday, could see some late-day storms once again, a high of 29. Kent.
All right. Thank you, Corey. Let's take a look at the roads as we are paying close attention to those impacted by all of the flooding yesterday. 98 Avenue and 75th Street looking okay. McDougall Hill is a focus this morning as, lots of rain through that area, most of it receding. However, the Connors Road overpass, you are not allowed underneath this morning because of road inspections. Yellowhead at 127th Street. Now, Yellowhead okay this morning following all that rain yesterday, but it has been the source of problems throughout the summer. And University Avenue, 114th Street rather, looking pretty good. Okay, here's more on those closures. Connors Road and 98 Ave. Southbound under the overpass is closed. Expect delays in all directions. The city continues to assess the road conditions and stability there. Also, telling drivers to avoid areas around James McDonald Bridge and 98 Ave and Scona Road. So heads up. Getting across the river could be tricky this morning, the impact of all that rain. And Mill Creek Ravine, multiple trails are closed because of flooding in areas throughout the city. Well, coming up, that storm interrupted the afternoon of many in the city, including our own reporters. We've got a thunder jump scare in Sidebar Stories coming up, plus an Alberta woman doing her part to lift the spirits, even though she's dealing with a debilitating and painful disease of her own. She's incurably awesome in 10 minutes. And we've heard for years about problems in the emergency room leading to long wait times. We're talking about burnout among doctors. It could make the problem even worse after 7 o'clock, so stay with us.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
It is time for us to take a little sidebar, something to make you smile, maybe something will catch you by surprise, much like that storm yesterday afternoon.
Holy sh! All right, inside.
That is our own Noah Rashog, who was speaking with people cleaning up after yesterday's storm.
Wow.
Whoa! Nearby lightning resulting in the thunder, and that was enough for him to shut everything down. As he was getting pictures there and interviews in the neighborhood where they were already dealing with the trees that came down from Saturday.
Yeah, good for him to mind his words, too. He knew he was on camera, probably.
That was very self-aware.
Yeah.
Very good. Good job, Noah. Got everybody to safety when that thing swept in.
Wow. Now to a major milestone many of our viewers can relate to.
I did. Huh? We heard it, buddy.
Oh, what a precious moment. Loved Dad's reaction to hearing Daddy for the first time. It took a couple of tries, and when it finally happened, the proud parents say it felt like Christmas came early. Oh, Kent, that's so cute.
That is so good. That is so good. And I would like to continue the parenting thing.
Yes.
On the opposite side of the scale, when you just want your kids to be quiet but entertained. So this 2-year-old's mom put headphones on him so he can listen to all the music he wants, dance his little heart out, and she can continue on her day in silence. So that is,
hey,
for sure.
That's fun to watch when
someone, like those quiet discos, you know, sometimes they have those and people are listening to their own music.
And you can hear
with
everyone
headphones.
singing, and it's just horrible.
And just the swishing of their movements.
Yeah.
It's very good stuff.
That kid may be a while before he moves out, but we are asking on the text line, what is the right time to move out?
Yeah, Corey says, if kids could go to school, they should stay at home. If they don't, they should pay rent. If they don't pay rent, time to move out and find out what real life is all about. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
It's tough but fair, I think.
Another texter says, I left home as soon as high school was completed. I was 17 years old, and I couldn't wait any longer to move out on my own. Have never looked back. Oh,
yeah. We certainly think it's shaped by your own experience, but I think so. Circumstances, family to family, house to house, change so much depending on what's going on in there. So it's not a cut and dry thing. My son wishes on dandelions. I wish I had my own house. He's 5 years. He's 5 years old. He hasn't even started school yet. We're like,
ambitious boy.
Wow. Okay. Okay. We get it. We get it. Okay. So keep texting us 10400. When do you think someone should move out of the house when it's time to flee the nest? Well, still ahead, an Alberta woman diagnosed with a debilitating and rare syndrome, still finding the time and energy to inspire others.
There's only so much that you can do before you stand up and say, hey, I need to live my life to the fullest.
Programming brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
An Alberta woman living with a rare medical syndrome is trying to help others in a similar situation, starting an online video series to build connections and show her life is still incurably awesome. CTV's Kevin Fleming reports.
It's a daily routine for Bethany D'Amico. She gets all her medication and meals through a feeding tube.
I have esophageal spasms. I have gastroparesis, colonic inertia, and small intestinal dysmotility. So that all resulted in a feeding tube.
D'Amico lives with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome that impacts her joints, ligaments, tendons, and pretty much everything else in her body.
The collagen is kind of like the glue that holds your body together. My glue is falling apart. So my body is kind of falling apart along with it.
It's a daily challenge to stay positive when in constant pain, but D'Amico turned to sharing her story through videos on her YouTube channel called Incurably Awesome.
My body is actually crashing right now. The pain is like an 8 out of 10, I would say, but I'm used to this amount of pain. And what am I gonna do? Lay in bed all day and feel sorry for myself? There's only so much that you can do before you stand up and say, hey, I need to live my life to the fullest and keep pushing forward. And that's how Incurably Awesome was started.
Morgan McNeil was diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos last year, and the two met through social media support groups and have become friends.
Personally, I don't think I would have connected a lot of the dots without
the resources of people like Bethany on YouTube and on Facebook discussing their health problems, because it is very complicated and stuff can get brushed off that could be really important details. And when someone like Bethany is out there saying, hey, this is all connected, it really helps and it really makes you feel like you're not crazy.
D'Amico says her goal is to help as many people as she can through her videos.
I hope they feel seen when I'm vlogging, and you're not alone. Just always remember that you're incurably awesome.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
Still ahead, a young Canadian woman accused of spying.
It's important to get to the bottom of what happened.
We have more on the investigation into how the intern was hired by NATO in the first place and who she was allegedly spying for. That's coming up after 7.
Wake up with Your Morning Edmonton. Brought to you by CIR Realty. Making real estate easy in Edmonton, Red Deer, and Central Alberta.
6:57, you're taking a live look at the River Valley Skycam. I'm not seeing anything really here, but there are reports of fog on the southwest and southeast side of the Henday. So you may encounter that on your morning commute. Temperature, we are sitting at 12. We've got 12 in Lloyd, Cold Lake and Slave Lake, 10 in Fort McMurray. Temperatures a little bit on the cooler side to start off this morning, where we have a little bit more cloud cover. Peace River and Grand Prairie, 14 and 13. Temperatures slightly warmer there. Let's take a look at our forecast for today. It's going to be another trying day. 27 for a high for today. Windy as we get into the later part of the afternoon and evening. Looks like thunderstorms passing through the Edmonton area 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. So a good chance of that. So it could be, as I said, another trying evening. Tomorrow, 24 light wind, mainly sunny. 26 Thursday, 28 Friday. Saturday, 29. We could see some late day thunderstorms. And then after that, temperatures drop a bit for Sunday. We could see some more showers on Sunday, 19 for a high. And then temperatures climb as we go throughout next week, the first full week of August. Mid, late week, temperatures into the mid and high 20s. It is July 28th, and we have this milestone to share. Wishing Oscar a happy 8th birthday. Love, Grandma. Hope you have a great day.
Submit your milestone at ctvedmonton.ca under Your Morning. You could win a $100 gift card to Coolman's Greenhouse, which we draw for every week.
It is time for your morning mystery. This one sounds interesting. The idea and term for this was proposed in 1746 to explain mysterious deaths. There have been 200 cited reports in around 300 years. Despite the name, scientists now believe these incidents had an additional source of ignition. I'm
not sure I spelled that right. So a tough one.
I don't know. Human combustion?
It said spontaneous combustion.
Oh, look, combine both of ours together and you have the answer. Spontaneous human combustion. Wow. It's explosive. Yeah.
For sure. Corey's all fired up this morning.
I guess the news you need to start your day begins right now.
On Tuesday, July 28th.
There's nobody alive today who's seen this much rain in Edmonton.
Now the wettest summer on record in Edmonton. Storms continue to overwhelm infrastructure, wrecking roads, trees, and homes. Closures remain this morning with more on the way.
We just want to put the power in the hands of the patients.
Albertans will soon be able to book and pay for certain medical scans without a doctor's referral.
I think he's a phenomenal coach. I think extremely highly of him.
And the Oilers stars speak for the first time about the team's controversial coaching hire while raising money for sick kids in our city. Your morning starts right now. Just after 7 o'clock, welcome to your Tuesday morning, Edmonton. We are all living through what is now the wettest summer on record in Edmonton, and we haven't even got to August yet. Monday's afternoon storm packing a punch, adding more rain on top of record-breaking totals. CTV's Kendra Sagotsky joins us now live near Connors Road, which is closed in some parts again this morning after all that rain yesterday. What's it look like there today, Kendra?
Oh, yeah. Good morning, Kent. A number of road closures, and we went on a little bit of a hike this morning because we wanted to show you the situation here. This is what it looks like this morning. Connors Road southbound under the overpass remains closed this morning. You can see the water is gone, but boy, it did leave a mess behind. And the city says expect this to be closed for at least part of the day today. Now, this was the situation Monday afternoon when all that water came down fast and furious. You could see a vehicle caught in that pooling water. At one point, somebody attempted to ride their bike through the massive pooling of water as well. Situation different this morning, but again, the roadway remains closed. EPCOR says crews are working round the clock to all the calls that are coming in. They are monitoring the stormwater system, but again, this is not normal. It has been a challenging June and July, to say the least, not just because of all this rain, but of course the frequency, the speed, the intensity that it has been coming down on our city streets as well. The system designed to manage a typical rainfall, which is usually around 83 millimeters in July. So far, we're more than 3 times that. So Monday afternoon, parts of the city in the south and the east recording 40 to 50 millimeters of rain. So the all-time wettest July on record, 1901 with 283 millimeters. Right now we're at 263, but of course July is not over yet. The city just being hammered, putting strain on the stormwater systems.
These are record-breaking and consecutive rain events, which are challenging the stormwater system. Although it's generally performing well, given the frequency, speed, and intensity of the storms we've been seeing this summer, the system is designed to manage typical rainfall at a city level.
And EPCOR says over the weekend they had dozens of calls from people reporting manhole covers being blown off because of the water in the air, pushing it up. So they are responding to those calls. And again, the city saying this roadway here will be closed for at least part of the day. Back to you, Ken.
Okay, Kendra, thank you. Now, all that rain also pummeling trees, one of them blocking part of the Valley Line LRT route yesterday. Crews were quick to try to clean up the mess late in the afternoon in the Strathern area. This stopped service between the Matarts and Holyrood stops. ETS running replacement buses between Bonnie Doon and downtown. But those experienced delays because of all the flooding near Connors Road. LRT service has since been restored. We continue to monitor the commute. We have the closure that Kendra was telling you about and others. So we have a traffic report coming in just a few minutes. But first, let's bring Corey in for a look at the weather forecast. Focusing in on yesterday, Corey, just how much rain hit the ground in that short period of time during the storm?
Well, it depends where you were in the city, Kent. If you were on the west end, you got the lighter side of it, 7 to 9 millimeters on the far west side of the city. But then if you were on the south or the east side of the city, we saw 45 millimeters on the south side, southeast corner 45, and then out towards Sherwood Park about 40. But the areas that saw a lot of flooding in around Connors Road, about 35, and it just varied quite a bit throughout the city, but this came down in a very short period of time. Now let's take a look at some of the numbers for July. 83 is the average seasonal amount of rainfall for the month. We are at 261 millimeters. As we take a look at where we sit so far, June 1st to yesterday, 534. So far this year, 657. The annual precipitation is 423 millimeters. So we're already surpassing that. As we take a look at June, July, August 2026, this year, the wettest on record. We are going to be breaking more records. So far, this July and summer, we are third wettest. We have a couple summers to beat out, with the possibility of more storms coming our way. Kent, today, for example, we could see more added to that, and we could see those numbers readjusted for tomorrow.
Okay, we'll check in on the forecast coming today in just a few minutes. Thank you, Corey. But let's focus in on yesterday. As that storm arrived, many were still cleaning up from Saturday's storm on 91st Street in the Alberta Avenue neighborhood. Fallen trees and broken branches scattering the street. One of those branches blocking the road.
It was pouring rain, lightning, and hail. They had to get out of their cars. It took 5 men to lift this branch off the road to get through our street.
Edmonton's urban forestry crew says they have responded to 341 complaints related to trees since Saturday night and more than 2,200 complaints since the beginning of July. Well, it wasn't hail or trees, but falling bricks that some people had to worry about Saturday night. Wind causing them to fly off a high-rise building near Commonwealth Stadium. The impact can be still seen on the road. We spoke with a woman who says she fears it could have been much worse.
We're just watching the storm from the patio, and I was honestly worried about the hail damaging my own vehicle. I'm kind of worried to drive it as I don't know what it did to the frame. The door doesn't open all the way.
Now, several Edmonton roads and underpasses also flooded Saturday, including Grote Road. EPCOR says the unprecedented storms are challenging the system.
Given the frequency, speed, and intensity of the storms we've been seeing this summer, the system is designed to manage typical rainfall at a city level. Extreme and prolonged rainfall can challenge or temporarily exceed capacity in localized areas.
EPCOR receiving 23 calls Saturday about various manhole covers popping off, asking anyone who has seen those lifted or missing displaced manhole covers to report them to EPCOR. Now, the city also says all safety protocols were followed at Commonwealth Stadium during the Post Malone concert evacuation. The pounding wind and rain interrupting the performance early in the singer's set, fans scrambling from their seats. The city says the safest option was to tell people to head to covered areas of the stadium. It also says the concourse can accommodate 31,000 people. While the rec center next door was available for shelter, the city says it was not safe to send people that way because they'd have to walk around the stadium to get there. The city says no injuries have been reported related to Saturday's storm at Commonwealth. Elk Island National Park is closed until further notice because of all these storms. Parks Canada says it is dealing with flooding, downed and hazardous trees, posing a risk to visitors. Officials say they're assessing the situation and will reopen the park to visitors as soon as it's safe to do so. Well, some of the Oilers' core players are speaking publicly for the first time about their new head coach while teeing it up to raise money for the Stollery Children's Hospital.
I like it.
That's Leon Draisaitl teeing off at the 5th annual Zach Hyman Celebrity Golf Classic. There's Connor McDavid with the putt. Proceeds from this tournament will benefit the Stollery and the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto. Hyman was asked about the Oilers' new head coach, Mike Babcock, who he played for when he was a member of the Maple Leafs. Hyman says he had a good experience.
He did a great job with a lot of the young players that were there. A few of the young guys that were there, all of us have had pretty long careers and they're still playing, and he set the foundation for us. So I think he's a phenomenal coach. I think extremely highly of him.
The Oilers open their season September 29th at home against the Vancouver Canucks. Attendance numbers at K-Days continue to increase. Organizers say more than 783,000 people enjoyed the Midway this year. That's 43,000 more than last year and the highest number since the pandemic. 2 music headliners had to cancel because of the weather, but K-Days says there were 7 sold-out shows. Local vendors increased by 21% this year. Organizers estimating the fair brought in more than $25 million to the economy.
I think it's demonstrating that, we're kind of on the right track with reimagining K-Days, making sure it's about Edmonton for Edmontonians, really reflecting our community, and also providing our community with the greatest opportunities on site to actually participate in the benefits of this event.
One more stat for you. Visitors eating more than 700,000 mini donuts over 10 days on the Midway. So, way to go, everybody.
Yep.
Records falling all over the place, Corey.
Exactly. That's a good record that we'll take, for sure.
I'm not sure if it was a record, but that's a lot.
Yeah.
We went over what we went through yesterday and the weekend. What's coming at us now, Corey?
Starting off the day, Kent, very nice, very calm, quiet, but I'm going to throw in a but there as we go throughout the supper hour and evening. More thunderstorms in the forecast. It could be another trying evening. Let's take a look at our almanac for today. 27 for a high. Average seasonal high is 24. Last year on this day, 22. The record, 32. So it's going to be a warm day today. 13 is where we start off right now. Wind light. At the airport, temperature there, 13. Now, there are some reports of some thick fog, especially on the Henday on the southwest and southeast side of the city. So you might encounter that this morning on your morning commute. 27 for a high. As we go throughout the early part of the day, lots of sun. Wind will pick up, a bit breezy this morning, and then windy as we go throughout the afternoon, especially this evening when we have these storms passing through. It looks like 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. A good chance of some big storms passing through the Edmonton area once again. So be prepared for that tonight. 24 tomorrow, mainly sunny and wind light, and then 26 on Thursday. Not done with the storms. There are more as we head into the weekend. I will have those details, your 5-day forecast coming up a little bit later on. CTV Edmonton is proud to support the Mega Summer 50-50 in support of Kaleo Collective and the Bears Children's Fund. Get your tickets now for a chance to win big this summer and take home some great early bird prizes. Get your final deadline tickets before August 7th at ctvedmonton.ca. Kent.
Thank you, Corey. We're focusing in on your drive. This is McDougall Hill, the city asking people to be wary in the area, avoid them if you can. And as you can see, nobody there this morning as we continue in the aftermath of yesterday's storm. So Connors Road and 98th Avenue, southbound under the overpass, is closed. Kendra was just showing you that in the newscast. Expect delays in all directions as the city assesses road conditions and stability in the area. So James McDonald Bridge, 98th Avenue, and Schooner Road, all areas to avoid this morning because of all the flooding through there yesterday. The water receding, but the mess left behind. The city wants to make sure that the roads are all okay. The southwest and the southeast Henday also reporting thick fog this morning as it continues to be damp out there and more rain coming our way. So we'll have more on that coming up. But right now, CTV News has learned that the international trade minister will be in Washington this week, the first major meeting since Americans escalated tariff threats against Canada. CTV National News reporter Michael Serapio joins us this morning with more on this. So, Michael, what more do we know about this trip to Washington?
Well, at this point, we know the timing of it is very critical, Kent, and that's because when you look at what is happening here, this trip essentially comes just 8 days after the United States issued its tariff warning, a 50% threat from Donald Trump against billions of dollars worth of Canadian goods that are exported to the United States. So that is problematic for Canada, which is why we heard the Prime Minister say that they would be intensifying their discussions with the United States leading up to that 30-day mark, mid-August. Is when that 50% tariff is meant to hit if this is not resolved in some way. And add to that the fact that we also got on Friday these omnibus tariffs that the United States imposed on pretty much all their trade partners, and the threat of more tariffs because of Canadian wildfire smoke that's been wafting over into the U.S. So certainly this is a critical moment for Canada. Certainly that 30-day deadline has put essentially the push to try to get some type of resolution to this, which is why we have the minister responsible for Canada-U.S. trade, Dominic LeBlanc, making his way to D.C. So very important. We're watching that throughout the day here in Ottawa.
Do we know anything about who else could be involved in this from the Canadian side and the American side?
Well, you know, I think that is the big question mark at this moment in time. We know that Dominic LeBlanc has been in regular contact with Jamieson Greer. He's the U.S. trade representative. They have been in regular contact since January, exchanging phone messages, having a few face-to-face meetings that include talks in January when they were talking about the CUSMA review, a face-to-face that took place at the G7 in France. But of course, this has been an on-again, off-again kind of discussion between Canada and the United States. There have certainly been some road bumps that have been hit in the process. Amongst them, Donald Trump earlier in the year essentially calling off talks with Canada. But they're now back on. As I say, there's now this 30-day deadline. We're watching to see who Dominic LeBlanc actually sits down and speaks with. But we should note that he won't be alone. Janice Charette is the Canadian lead negotiator when it comes to trade with the United States. So there will be some two high-profile Canadian names down there, and we're expecting some high-level meetings. So we'll certainly update you on that as soon as we get more information.
Okay. This will continue to develop. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll still ahead, a major earthquake rocking Japan. We have more on the efforts to assess the injuries and the damage. Plus, new collaboration in the works. Tim Hortons teaming up with Harry Potter, and
It's important to get to the bottom of what happened.
a young Canadian woman accused of spying as she worked as a NATO intern. We have more on that investigation coming up.
Here's a look at your Edmonton gas prices, coming down a bit from yesterday. Still high, though. Average gas price $1.72.3 per litre. Top three cheapest stations has not changed from yesterday, although the prices have gone down slightly for the Costco on 149th Street, $1.59.9. The Shell on 136th Ave and 66th Street, as well as the Shell on Manning Crossing, both selling at $1.62.9.
We have developing news that we're tracking for you out of southern Japan. That area hit by a 6.8 magnitude earthquake. These cameras capturing the moment it hit, collapsing buildings, knocking out power, derailing trains, damaging roads and bridges. Aerial footage offering more perspective on the damaged bridges, smoke coming from buildings and roofs that have been collapsed. Bullet train service in the area suspended. The region's airport also closed. People living in the hardest hit areas have been told to be careful because those places are most prone to aftershocks. The Japanese Prime Minister has set up a task force to assess injuries and damages. Hot, dry conditions and strong winds are making the firefight difficult in British Columbia.
It has grown significantly over the course of the last number of days, and while there was some precipitation over the last day, continue to be concerned with the direction that fire is heading.
Two fires near the village of Clinton merged over the weekend. It's now out of control, triggering more evacuations. Nearly 600 properties have been ordered to be cleared out, while almost 1,000 homes are under an evacuation alert. Weather is also hampering efforts to get fires near Boston Bar under control, where hundreds of properties remain under evacuation order. Now, things are a bit better in Kimberley, where an evacuation alert for that city was rescinded over the weekend. Progress is being made on a nearby wildfire where suppression efforts are ongoing. However, BC Wildfire is warning that conditions in that area could change quickly. Campfire bans are in place throughout much of BC, but not everyone's following the rules. Over the weekend, patrolling conservation officers issued 19 tickets totaling nearly $22,000 in fines. And we're now learning more about yesterday's shooting at the U.S. consulate in Toronto.
We will get you. We have apprehended the previous shooters, all three of them.
This is the second time this year the building has been targeted. A high-speed police chase followed the gunfire. It was then called off for safety reasons. Police are not ruling out a connection between the two cases. Since March, extra security has been placed inside and outside the consulate. Canada's Online News Act is under the microscope amid word that Ottawa is sitting on a proposal from Meta to put news back on its platform.
Sharing of news without proper compensation is not fair.
According to Politico, Ottawa has a proposal from Meta that does not involve paying for content. Ottawa has not responded because the issue is part of Canada's bargaining positioning in larger American trade negotiations. Minister of Canadian Identity and Culture Mark Miller says he won't share the details on talks with Meta about getting Canadian news back on platforms. Meta has blocked news on Instagram and Facebook since 2023, when the Online News Act called for tech giants to pay Canadian producers. Last year, Ottawa dropped the digital services tax because it angered President Donald Trump. However, Minister Mark Miller says there are no plans to repeal the Online News Act, which is also a known trade irritant.
7:23, you're taking a live look through the River Valley Skycam. 13 degrees. We can't see it here in this shot, but reports of thick fog on the southwest and the south and southeast side of the Henday Calgary Trail, Gateway Boulevard, so just be careful on those parts of your commute this morning. Temperature in Cold Lake, 12 degrees, 13 in Fort McMurray. A little bit cooler to start off this morning throughout the province. Most temperatures just above 10 degrees into the low teens. As we take a look at sky conditions, fairly clear along the Saskatchewan border, but as you get up towards Slave Lake, west of there and towards Peace River, Spirit River, Grand Prairie, we've got rain to start off this morning. That's all pulling to the north-northeast. For us here in Edmonton, we've seen a lot of clearing. We will see mostly sunny sky throughout the early part of the day, but then storms in the forecast. So as we take a look, lots of sun to start off. And then it looks like about 5 p.m. to about 9 p.m., storms rolling through, and they will push to the east, northeast, and up to the north. Fort McMurray late tonight, experiencing some of those storms as well. They could drop a lot of rain once again, some lightning associated with those, and some very strong winds. 27 for a high for today. Again, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., chance of some good storms passing through once again.
All right, thank you, Corey. Well, an intern from Canada has been arrested, accused of spying at NATO headquarters in Brussels. She'll be in court today, and as CTV's senior correspondent Judy Trin reports, her arrest is now raising concerns about Canada's vetting process.
Belgian authorities have accused a Canadian female intern at NATO military headquarters of being a spy. The woman's office and home were searched by police. Her computer data downloaded.
I think it's important to get to the bottom of what happened.
This arrest is prompting the Canadian government to investigate how she got her security clearance, which was vetted by CSIS and the RCMP.
As a country, we will continue to investigate the processes we have and the security screening.
The minister says whether the suspect worked for internal Canadian departments before she was hired at NATO is also being looked at. Belgium's federal prosecutor says the intern is of Chinese origin, a Canadian citizen suspected of spying for an unnamed third country and of being a member of a criminal organization.
The junior employee that is most prone to manipulation, exploitation, senior or leadership positions, they often have the protection 24/7. They have security agencies watching their back.
Analysts say young employees are vulnerable targets for hostile foreign powers.
If they invest in this asset for a very long time to keep it under the radar, keep attention away from that person, and then that asset rises to deputy foreign minister or becomes head of the delegation or, is one of the political military affairs that shape, the amount of intelligence and what that asset can pay back after years of investment is really just unbelievable.
NATO says no sensitive information or operations were compromised. The Canadian intern will make her first court appearance on Tuesday to argue for bail. The hearing will take place behind closed doors.
Well, Tim Hortons has revealed a new partnership marking the 25th anniversary of the first Harry Potter film. Tim Hortons will release special items, including donuts inspired by each Hogwarts house. They'll be in stores August 12th. There will also be a Golden Snitch Timbit and Timbit holder, as well as Harry Potter-inspired drinks and limited edition merch. Plus, on August 28th, participating Tim Hortons restaurants will host Harry Potter Trivia Nights. Well, still ahead, the search for a missing 11-year-old in Calgary enters a new phase. Plus, a new report has more to say on a pipeline to the BC coast and what it could do to the Canadian economy and why it may not be as much of a boost as people think.
I'm Kendra Slagoski. All the rain turning roadways into lakes. Now, the water may be gone this morning, but this major commuter road remains closed. We will update that after the break.
Good morning, you beautiful City. It's 7:30 here on a Tuesday. Hopefully you're off to a great start to your day. Kim is out with the winner of our Yard of the Year contest. We're going to reveal that in just a few minutes. But first, Corey, let's get to what's coming at us today.
More storms, Kent. A nice quiet start to the day, but it looks like as we go throughout the supper hour and evening, could see some big storms once again. So some heavy rain, strong wind, possibly even some hail associated with those. More unsettled weather as we head in through the weekend. I'll have those details. Your 5-day forecast coming up at 6 minutes, Kent.
All right, thank you, Corey. Well, we are all enduring the wettest summer on record in this city, and it's not even August yet. Monday's afternoon storm packing a punch, adding more rainfall to the record-breaking totals. CTV's Kendra Slagoski joins us live at Scona Road. Flooding through the area there yesterday. Really high levels that have receded. What's the situation there now, Kendra?
Well, good morning, Kent. Before we get to the road closures, we're talking about records. And just to put this in perspective, 1953, that was 417 milliliters. And that's June, July, August. We're already at 534. And as you mentioned, we haven't even hit August. So that just gives you an indication of how much moisture we're dealing with in the city and why we're seeing all these road closures and the flooding that we've been dealing with on our commutes. So this is the situation this morning. Connors Road southbound under the overpass and parts of 98 Ave remain closed today. The city is going to be giving us an update a little later today. You could see the water is gone, but it is a mucky mess. And we want to show you the situation yesterday afternoon after we saw that huge downpour in the afternoon. This was the situation. We saw a car that just couldn't make it through. We saw somebody attempting to ride through on their bike. So definitely something you don't see every day. EPCOR working 24/7 to address all this flooding in our city. Crews continue to monitor the stormwater systems, but EPCOR says this is not normal. It's been a challenging June and July, not just because of all the rainfall, but because of the speed and, of course, the intensity. Our systems are designed to manage typical rainfall, and, of course, we are far, far past that. And parts of the city, south and in the east, recording 40 to 50 milliliters of rain. That's just yesterday afternoon. So the all-time wettest July on record was in 1901 with 283 milliliters. Right now, we're at 263. And again, we know the month not over yet. So the city is really being hammered with these afternoon storms, putting the strain on our storm water systems. And people they're heading out. They just cannot believe what they are seeing.
All of a sudden it got really dark. I had to turn my lights on in my condo, and next thing I knew it was just raining and hail, and it was just wild. It was about 20 minutes and then it stopped, and I thought great, and then it started again. It gave us round number 2.
And Ken, I was talking with somebody who did head down on their bike, started from up in Strathcona, but he says a lot of the trails you just can't get through. They are flooded, and the city is saying that trails in Mill Creek Ravine North between 93 and 98 Avenue, those are closed as well due to all this flooding. Kent, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Kendra. We'll keep everybody updated on the commute and those road closures throughout your morning. Also going to be speaking about what to do about your trees as we all get through this together coming up soon. Well, Calgary police are ending their large-scale ground search for Parker Wells. The 11-year-old boy has been missing now for 12 days. The work will continue, but with fewer officers. Police say over 1,000 people have come together to search for Parker. Officers consulting with autism experts, searching thousands of kilometers on the ground, in the water, and from the air. Calgary's police chief says in her 35 years as an officer, she has never seen such dedicated search tactics.
We are not giving up. Our approach is changing, but our resolve to find answers for Parker and his family is not. We will continue to follow up on tips, re-examine evidence, and pursue any new leads that emerge. If new information identifies an area requiring additional search activity, we are prepared and ready to respond.
Officers urging Calgarians to keep checking their property and contact police with anything they think may be helpful. The search also continues for a missing 81-year-old hiker in Waterton Lakes National Park. Bob Tutil has not been seen for 11 days, was expected to arrive in Coleman nearly a week ago. Tutil told family that he'd be planning to arrive in the Crow's Nest Pass on the 22nd after hiking the Great Divide Trail. He did not arrive. On the 23rd, family alerted Parks Canada and RCMP. That's when search and rescue operations began. His last known location was Roe Lakes Trail on the 19th. Searchers are on the ground inside and outside the park. Aerial resources have also been brought in to help. Tutil may be wearing dark blue shorts or pants, light blue shirt, and a gray backpack. If you have any information about where he might be, you should call RCMP or Crime Stoppers. And police in the city are looking for a driver of a vehicle that hit a man in South Edmonton last week. Police say it was Friday morning when a man in his 50s was hit on 42nd Avenue and Calgary Trail, taken to hospital with life-threatening injuries. The driver who hit the man fled. Police are asking anyone with dash cam footage of the crash to contact them. Albertans will now soon be able to self-refer for MRIs, CT scans, X-rays, and ultrasounds if they're willing to pay for it themselves. The Premier says the new policy will save lives and not take resources away from people who have been referred by doctors.
We just want to put the power in the hands of the patient so that they can get those peace of mind tests and hopefully get the all clear. But if they do end up getting something diagnosed, we want them to be reimbursed so that they can get directly into treatment.
The Primary and Preventative Health Services Ministry says the physician-referred services will be given first priority. When asked why she's taking this approach rather than putting the money into primary care, the Premier says diagnostics could take over the whole healthcare budget.
We could spend 100% of the healthcare budget on diagnostic and never treat a single patient. That's how expensive the diagnostic tests are and how frequent they are. And so we do have to rely on doctors to use their expert opinion about whether they think somebody should seek a diagnosis.
This is not going to solve the problem that exists within our healthcare system. This is going to make it wait time longer, and it's going to create a two-tier system.
The Premier says someone choosing to have their own test should pay out of pocket unless something is discovered. The Primary and Preventative Health Services Minister says participating clinics are not allowed to favor self-referrals over doctor referrals, and they are not allowed to reduce the amount of publicly funded exams. A new report says an oil pipeline to the BC coast may boost the Canadian economy, though not as much as some people may think. The report is from TD Economics. It says the success of a new West Coast pipeline will rely on more exports to Asia, warning that demand could flatten because of the growing adoption of electric vehicles and clean energy in that region. Well, the population of Camrose will more than double this weekend for the Big Valley Jamboree, featuring artists like Keith Urban, Riley Green, and Old Dominion. The festival also featuring food vendors, camping, and a variety of activities on the grounds. Organizers say months of planning has brought them to this point.
Honestly, I think we've got 5 stages. There's 4 days of truly nonstop entertainment. It goes beyond the music as well, with a hypnotist and bull riding, dueling pianos. So there's a lot. I always tell people you can't come into it expecting your traditional arena or stadium concert experience.
Tickets for the weekend are still available.
You're taking a live look through the River Valley Skycam right now. Pretty quiet start to the day today, but that will change once again. Not seeing it here, but there is some very thick fog on the south side of the city, on the southwest, southeast, and south side of the Henday and the QE2, so be mindful of that. Rainfall amounts from yesterday varied quite a bit, from about 7 millimeters on the west end of the city to about 45 on the south and southeast corner. Also towards Sherwood Park, 40 millimeters of rain. And in the areas where we saw a lot of flooding, around 25 to 35 millimeters. So a lot of rain, very short period of time. Could see a repeat of that tonight as we go throughout this upper hour and evening. Right now, 12 in Stony Plain, 13 at the airport, and the Blatchford Station, and 14 out in Elk Island. Elk Island is closed. A lot of flooding, down trees there. Yesterday, they saw 34 millimeters in that storm in a very short period of time as well, seeing a lot of flooding there. As we take a look at your forecast for today, 27 for a high. Lots of sun as we start off, just a little bit of scattered cloud, and then becoming windy. 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. could see some good storms roll through. Tomorrow, 24, 26 Thursday, and 28 Friday, a little bit calmer over those 3 days. And then Saturday, chance of thunderstorms once again, 29 for a high. I have your 10-day forecast coming up in 15 minutes, Kent.
All right, thank you, Corey. Let's go to the roads through our traffic cameras. So 98th Avenue at 75th Street. Keeping an eye on that because as you go 98th into the River Valley, there are obstructions and blockages because of the flooding. So we'll have more on that coming up throughout your morning. Now, River Valley Road may be busier this morning at 105th Street as people trying to avoid Connors and Scona Road because of the impacts of the rain yesterday. Yellowhead at 97th Street looking pretty good. 23rd Avenue at Gateway Boulevard looks like we are moving in all directions there. So Connors Road southbound under the overpass is closed. Expect delays in all directions as the city assesses the road conditions and stability. Also asking people to avoid the James McDonald Bridge, 98 Ave, and Scona Road as a result of all those issues following the floods yesterday, with more storms potentially coming today. We also have a crash you need to know about. This is East Yellowhead exit ramp onto the southbound Henday. So heads up if that is part of your drive this morning. There is a crash that is impacting traffic this morning. Well, on the way, a dog that fell almost 20 meters off a cliff in Ontario is okay thanks to a dramatic rescue. We'll show you how volunteers were able to find the dog coming up next. Plus, what's the right age to leave home? We'll talk about when kids should move on from their parents' shelter and go out on their own in Question of the Day in 10 minutes. And after thousands of downed trees, we talk to an arborist about how to manage your own, make sure that it's safe, and get to the problems before they're an issue. That's coming up after 8 o'clock, so stay with us.
Programming brought to you by Basement Systems Edmonton. Contact us today for all things basementy. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
A dog in Ontario is now recovering after surviving a fall over a 60-foot cliff, setting off a multi-day search. CTV's Karis Mapp has the story.
3-year-old Willow is back home in Ingersoll after a dramatic ordeal at the Elora Gorge Conservation Area. The Labrador Retriever fell over the edge of a 60-foot cliff last Wednesday, setting off a multi-day search.
My first thought was like, this area is huge. I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to find her?
Owner Becky Popiolik says she was out tubing with her son when Willow, who was wearing a leash, wandered off unnoticed. She says park workers found Willow near the edge of a trail, but the dog became afraid, backed away, and fell.
She just felt overwhelmed by the people around her, and she ended up slipping off the edge and falling.
A rescue team from the Central Wellington Fire Department sprang into action next, rappelling down the side of the cliff.
It was about a 60-foot fall into a very wooded area between the wall and the river. So we had 3 rescuers that were down searching for the dog, and we searched for over an hour, both upriver and downriver. And unfortunately, it got dark. We had to call off our search at that point.
Becky says she kept searching for Willow on Thursday and Friday, but then had to leave.
I was like devastated. I was thinking the worst. I'm like, oh my gosh, my dog's like injured. My dog's might be dead.
The search wouldn't be over thanks to volunteer group Ground Search and Rescue KW.
We knew that they had rappelled and done all their business, and they kind of exhausted everything at that point, but we were like, let's go see. You never know.
With infrared technology, they found Willow about 500 yards downriver from where she was seen falling.
The dog was on the other side of the river, so we used an inflatable boat to have our rescuers go across the river and get the dog.
Just to see them come out with the boat and do the whole rescue and being able to witness all of that was incredible.
As soon as I got home, I got the call from the ground search and they're like, we found your dog. I was like, oh my God. So I got home and then I went back.
Following Willow's dramatic rescue, she was transported here to the Elora Gorge Animal Hospital, where she was diagnosed diagnosed with exhaustion, dehydration, and a pulmonary contusion.
I walked in, I just started bawling. I fell to the floor and just hugged her and cried.
A happy ending that also comes with a message for pet owners.
At the gorge here, we do have some very inaccessible areas. So outside of keeping your animals on a leash, just making sure that they're under control at all times.
Kara Smapp, CTV News, Elora.
Well, for most of the summer, you have been entering the Yard of the Year contest here on Your Morning, and we've enjoyed showing off all your hard work. Today, we get to meet the winners. Kim has the honor. So, Kim, take it away.
Yeah, there is one word that comes to mind when we discovered this amazing yard just down the QE2 in Leduc. I would say that when we toured most of the yards, we thought, oh, this is beautiful. I can't believe these owners have done this through decades of hard work and labor. When we got to this yard, I felt my nervous system calm down because it feels like Hawaii behind us. How did they send Kim to Hawaii? Where are we right now? Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of our Yard of the Year contest for 2026, and this owner of this piece of Hawaii in Leduc is Randy and Kathy Govin. Congratulations,
Thank you so much. It's such an honor.
What was the reaction when I called you and told you were the winner?
I was jumping up and down and almost crying. Yeah. It was so exciting.
Yeah. How about you, Randy? Speechless?
Speechless, yeah. Well, it's quite an honor for sure.
Yeah. Take us back to the very beginning. How long have you lived here for, and what did it look like?
We've lived here for 25 years, and this was a field, and there was no trees, there was nothing.
So at what point did you start digging ground and putting plants in?
Oh, the year we moved in, 2001, yeah. Yep.
What's the first thing that you put in?
The first thing we put in was that garden shed over there.
Okay.
And then the pond. We dug the pond.
So, by the way, what is in that garden shed?
That is Randy's man cave.
Yes.
And it's, he's
Poker
got all
nights
his
being played in there.
Yes,
Yeah,
card
for sure,
nights.
For sure.
Yes.
Randy, can you tell us the process of actually building the water feature behind us? There's koi fish in there, by the way, and we'll get into that. We'll go into more detail and give you the tour. But give us the process on how you started this.
Well, it started off as a small hole I dug for a pond. And
did you use an excavator or?
Nope, shovel and a wheelbarrow.
Okay.
And I put a rubber liner in it and then started packing rocks. Wherever I go, I bring rocks home.
Yeah. And then did you put in the waterfall right away, or was it just the pond at first?
No, the dirt from the pond, I built that up. And then built the stone walls, and then, and that's part of the filtration.
When people come and see your yard, Kathy, what's their reaction? I mean, you saw mine, so I have a pretty good...
Shock, because it's kind of hidden back here, and also they feel very calm.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of people say they feel like they're in a dome in here, and it's peaceful and calming.
Definitely an oasis. Yes. Coming up in a few minutes here, just after 8 o'clock, we're going to give you a tour of the pond. There's a Mexican bar over there. We've got a she shed over here, so there's a man cave and a she shed. It is beautiful, and we're going to get tips and tricks on how to build your own oasis coming up after 8 o'clock.
All right, thank you, Kim. Looking forward to it. Also ahead, what to do to help our trees survive the next storm, and also how to keep yards and sidewalks safe. And Elk Island National Park closed to visitors until further notice. We'll have more on the damage from all these storms coming up.
Wake up with Your Morning Edmonton. Brought to you by CIR Realty. Making real estate easy in Edmonton, Red Deer, and Central Alberta.
It is time for our question of the day. And today's question is, what is a good time to move out of the house? When is it time for the kids to leave? We've been asking people all morning, and we're getting some great responses, Kent.
Yeah, that's right. Carla says, after I graduated at 17, my dad said I had to get a job, go back to school, or move out. I moved out the next month. I never looked back. No regrets.
Oh, okay.
Leaving early, Carla. Okay.
Yeah. Taylor says, why should there be a right age? With affordability being what it is, wouldn't it just make the most sense to wait until finishing post-secondary at least? I think so.
I think that's the changing game of it all, right?
Yeah.
If you're a parent, you're trying to set your kids up for success, and if that means staying a little bit longer, not having to add that cost in while they're trying to figure things out, that makes a lot of sense for people.
Yeah, I think that seems to be a common rule for a lot of people. If you're going to school, stay home. If you're not going to school, pay a little bit of rent, or
if you're making money,
your own place. Yeah,
you got to learn how to spend that money appropriately as well.
And we would love to hear from you. What do you think is the appropriate time to move out, or what maybe are the circumstances around moving out that make it a good time? And or what would you ideally like for your kids to leave the nest and have you on your own? Text us at 10400.
It's time for us to take a break. We'll be right back.
.757, you're taking a live look down 99th Street as we look towards the south side of the city. You can see fog in the distance. Not seeing it too much in central and north areas of the city, but very thick reports of thick fog on the southwest, south and southeast sides of the city, especially along the Henday and the QE2. Temperature right now here in the city, we are sitting at 13. We've got 13 in Slave Lake, 12 in Cold Lake, 13 in Fort McMurray, Jasper and Banff, 11 and 8 degrees. 8 is one of the cool temperatures to start off at in the province. 27 for a high for today. We've got the heat, we've got the moisture, and we've got a risk of thunderstorms once again. 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. could see some good storms roll through from the west-southwest to the east-northeast. And then tomorrow, fairly quiet, 24, 26 on Thursday, 28 Friday, and then Saturday, a risk of thunderstorms and a high of 29. Sunday could be a little bit cooler with a chance of showers at 19, and then temperatures climb after that, back into the mid and higher 20s as we get into the mid and later part of next week. But again, for today, 27, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., a good chance of thunderstorms. Could see some very heavy rain, possibly some hail, and some very strong wind associated with that.
Milestones, brought to you by Coolman's Flower Shop. Colorful, fresh designs for any occasion.
Wishing Oscar a happy 8th birthday. Love, Grandma. Hope you have a great day.
Submit your milestone at ctvedmonton.ca under Your Morning. You could win a $100 gift card to Coolman's Greenhouse, which we draw for every week.
We have a morning mystery for you. It's an idea and term for what was proposed to happen in 1746 to unexplained mysterious deaths. There have been 200 cited reports in around 300 years. Despite the name, scientists now believe these incidents had an additional source of ignition. It's spontaneous human combustion. Whoa. No one really combusting right now with all the rain that we've had here in the city. That's your morning mystery. The news you need to start your day begins right now.
Here on Tuesday, July 28th.
There's nobody alive today who's seen this much rain in Edmonton.
Now the wettest summer on record. Storms continue to overwhelm, wrecking roads, trees, and homes. Closures remain this morning with more rain on the way.
We just want to put the power in the hands of the patients.
Albertans will soon be able to book and pay for certain medical scans without a doctor's referral.
I think he's a phenomenal coach. I think extremely highly of him.
And the Oilers stars speak for the first time about the team's controversial coaching hire while raising money for sick kids in our city. Your morning starts right now. Just after 8 o'clock, welcome to your Tuesday morning, Edmonton. We are now all living through the wettest summer on record in this region, and it's not even August yet. Monday afternoon storm packing a punch, adding more rain on top of record-breaking totals. CTV's Kendra Sagoski joins us now live near Connors Road this morning, part of which is closed because of the flooding from yesterday. What's happening there right now, Kendra?
Yeah, good morning, Kent. The roadway here, busy roadway during the commute in the morning anyway, it still remains closed. We want to show you, obviously the water is all gone, but you can see that left behind all this mud, a mess of the mud and the debris. So heading southbound under the overpass here closed. Parts of 98 Avenue closed as well this morning. The city is going to be giving us an update sometime today, letting us know the situation. A number of bike and walking paths in the area still flooded out as well. Now, yesterday afternoon, we want to show you what it looked like here. What a difference it was just hours ago, what we are dealing with, the deluge trapping a vehicle as the thunderstorm moved through the city, creating a lake on this roadway. Some areas and in the east part of the city, in the south, saw up to 50 millimeters of rain, adding to the already very soaked and very soggy storm water systems. EPCOR says its crews are working round the clock, responding to a number of calls, including those blown off manhole covers. They're trying to anticipate where the system can't keep up when the next storm rolls in, but the frequency of these storms, the speed, the intensity, really putting the system through the ringer. They are designed for the average rainfall. Obviously, we are well above that, more than 3 times the monthly average.
These are record-breaking and consecutive rain events, which are challenging the stormwater system. Although it's generally performing well, given the frequency, speed, and intensity of the storms we've been seeing this summer, the system is designed to manage typical rainfall at a city level.
A number of trails in Mill Creek Ravine on the north side of it also closed because of flooding. So again, the city's saying make sure you plan your route when you head out today, because this portion of roadway, Connors Road and parts of 98 Avenue, also remaining closed this morning. And Kent, you mentioned you guys have been talking about this all morning, could see another storm. So we'll see what that means for our roadways later today. Back to you.
Yeah, already saturated. Kendra, thank you. It's not just the rain, the storm also taking out trees and some blocking part of the Valley Line LRT route yesterday. Crews were quick to start to clean up the mess late in the afternoon in the Strathern area. This stopped service between the Matart and Holyrood stations. ETS then running replacement buses to try to get people around through Bonnie Doon and downtown. However, those buses experienced delays because of the flooding near Connors Road, where Kendra just was. LRT service has since been restored. We will continue to closely monitor your commute and the detours and closures coming up in just a few minutes. But first, let's bring Corey in for a look at just how much rain came during that relatively quick storm yesterday.
Yeah, a lot in a very short period of time. That's what leads to all the flooding. The rain just has nowhere to go in a short period of time. And so, depending on where you were in the city, really seeing quite a range. On the west side of the city, 7 to 9 millimeters, but then not too far from there, quite a bit. Central areas about 35 millimeters, but south sides of the city, upwards of 45, and then Sherwood Park 40. So quite a range throughout the city. Some areas, though, very heavy amounts. Let's take a look at where we sit so far this month. Average rainfall for July is 83 millimeters. We are at 261 millimeters. So well above that average. As we take a look at the average annual precipitation for the year, 423 millimeters. June 1st to July 27th, 534. This year so far, 657. So well past the yearly average. And this put us as the #1 wettest summer so far, beating out 1953 by a good amount, over 100 millimeters. So we're at 534 for this summer. Another big storm for tonight. We will talk about that when we chat your forecast coming up in a short bit. Kent.
Okay, Corey. We'll talk to you then. Well, yesterday's storm arrived as many people were still cleaning up from Saturday's storm on 91st Street in the Alberta Avenue neighborhood. Fallen trees and broken branches scattering the street, one of them blocking the road.
It was pouring rain, lightning, and hail. They had to get out of their cars. It took 5 men to lift this branch off the road to get through our street.
Edmonton's urban forestry crew says they've responded to 341 complaints related to trees since Saturday night. and more than 2,200 complaints since the beginning of July. Now, it's not just hail and trees, but falling bricks that some people had to worry about on Saturday night. The wind causing several of them to fly off a high-rise near Commonwealth Stadium. This is during the Post Malone concert. You can still see the impact on the road. A woman we spoke with says it could have been a lot worse.
We're just watching the storm from the patio, and I was honestly worried about the hail damaging my own vehicle. I'm kind of worried to drive it as I don't know what it did to the frame. The door doesn't open all the way.
And new this morning, Elk Island National Park has told us that it is closed until further notice because of these storms. Parks Canada says it's dealing with flooding, trees that have fallen, and it's all creating hazards and threats to any visitors. Elk Island receiving 34 millimeters of rain yesterday. Officials say they're addressing the situation and they will reopen the park to visitors as soon as it's safe to do so. Well, some of the Oilers' core players are speaking publicly for the first time about their new head coach while teeing up to raise money for the Stollery Children's Hospital.
I like it.
That's Leon Draisaitl at the annual Zach Hyman Celebrity Golf Classic. Proceeds from this tournament will benefit the Stollery and the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto. Hyman was asked about the Oilers' new head coach, Mike Babcock, whom he played for when he was a Toronto Maple Leaf. Hyman says it was a good experience under Babcock.
He did a great job with a lot of the young players that were there. A few of the young guys that were there, all of us have had pretty long careers and they're still playing, and he set the foundation for us. So I think he's a phenomenal coach. I think extremely highly of him.
The Oilers open their regular season September 29th at home against the Vancouver Canucks. And that is a long ways away as we endure a summer of storms, Corey, with another one coming today.
That's right, Kent. Another storm. It looks like through the supper hour and evening, could see some strong wind, some heavy rain, and possibly some hail associated with that. No watches or warnings out at this time, but I imagine Environment Canada will put some of those out as we look outside towards the south side of the city. A little bit of fog in the distance, very thick on the southeast, south, and southwest corners and sides of the Anthony Henday and the QE2, so just be mindful of that. As we take a look at our almanac for today, our high is 27, average seasonal high 24. Last year on this day, 22. As we take a look at the current right now, we are at 16. We've gained a few degrees in the last hour. At the airport temperature there, we are sitting at 14, so just a couple degrees cooler at the airport. Wind starting to pick up. It'll be a bit breezy as we go throughout the morning. Windy as we go throughout the afternoon and evening, especially with those storms moving through. You can see gusts around 50 kilometers per hour. And then with the storms, possibly even stronger winds, heavy rain, maybe even some hail associated with that, 27. As far as the timing, about 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Tomorrow, mainly sunny, 24. 26 Thursday, mainly sunny. Not done with the storms. There are more for the weekend. I'll talk about those later on your 5-day forecast.
All right, looking forward to that. Thank you, Corey. Whew. Well, let's go to the roads as we look through our traffic cameras. 98th Avenue and 75th Street. Pay close attention to this because, as Kendra was telling you earlier in the newscast, 98 Ave in certain sections is closed as you approach Connors Road because of the flooding from yesterday. So that's going to cause some issues. River Valley Road at 105 Street is an alternate route to get into and out of the core, so busier this morning as people are trying to work their way around. Yellowhead at 97th Street looking like it is busy as well, and 23rd Avenue and Gateway Boulevard looks like it is okay. So Connors Road, southbound under the overpass, right where Kendra was, expect delays in all directions. The city says it's assessing the road conditions and stability. That will remain closed for at least part of the day today. We also have a crash eastbound White Mud Drive at 170th Street on the overpass there. That is impacting the drive, as well as this crash east Yellowhead exit ramp onto the southbound Henday. So tricky traffic day for a lot of people out there today. Well, it's also been a monumental morning here in Your Morning because we have named the 2026 Yard of the Year after many, many entries. It's a beauty. Kim, tell us more.
Oh, it is absolutely gorgeous, Kent. I mean, you saw it in person. This place is just a piece of heaven here in Leduc, south on the QE2. So this is Kathy Gobin, and we have a familiar face with us this morning. Everybody, you know this. Anita Kuhlman from Kuhlman's with our grand prize. And I actually want you to swing over here because look at this. What is Randy making in the Mexican bar there,
He's making
Kathy?
us margaritas.
Oh, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
That's
Thank you so
right.
much, Randy. Love the lays, by the way. Anita, when you saw this place, what did you think? What went through your mind?
It's amazing. I know how much work goes into a yard like this, and I know it doesn't happen overnight. They've just worked really hard at making sure that they've got a little bit of everything
That's
here.
right. And I think you have a little bit of something to present to Kathy right now.
It's the grand prize win of the $500 gift certificate from
Thank
Kuhlman.
you so much.
Are you going to buy something from Kuhlman's right away?
Oh, you think? Yes, yes, we are.
For sure,
yes,
for
we
sure.
are. We'll be there to do some shopping.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm so excited. Thank you. It was an honor, and it was just, it was just wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank
more
you.
hydrangeas coming our way from Kuhlman's.
Right
Okay,
on.
so we're going to actually take a tour of the yard here, Anita. Tell me specifically what you love about this yard.
Well, I like to see lots of perennials and annuals. Everything's mixed in. There's a vegetable garden. Of course, the pond is just absolutely gorgeous. Everything's just been planned really well and articulated and manicured. Grass is cut. Flowers are blooming. I mean, it's been a challenging year this year with the rain. And the yard looks just beautiful. I love the little garden sheds and things, and some tropical plants mixed in, annuals. You know, it's just really fully developed.
Now, your advice, this does not happen in 1 or 2 seasons. Your advice for somebody who wants to create their own little oasis.
Yeah, I always tell my customers to start small. Don't go big right away. Plan a little bit every year. You know, work on your yard, work on this corner, then start on that side. You know, don't think you can get it looking this big in 1 year. It's going to take time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get you to hold this microphone for me, but I'm going to head over to this pond right here and take a look at the water feature. Just like Anita said, don't expect your yard to look like this. The first or second year, this takes decades. Randy and Kathy have been here for over 2 decades at this beautiful spot. We're actually going to take a look at the little she shed she has over there on the other side of the pond. And right now, I'm going to feed the fish, but I'll see you back here at 8:30. Feed my little pretties, feed.
There they go. Thank you, Kim. Well, still ahead, assessing the damage of the trees from the storm and preparing your trees for what's coming next. We've got expert advice in studio after the break.
Here's a look at your Edmonton gas prices coming down a little bit from yesterday. Average gas costs $1.72.3 cents per liter. Top 3 cheapest stations, that has not changed from yesterday. Costco on 149th Street, $1.59.9, dropping their price a few cents of a liter. Shell on 66th Street, 136th Ave, and the Shell on Manning Crossing, both are selling at $1.62.9.
After another wicked weather system whipped through Edmonton, many are cleaning up trees that have been ripped from the roots or branches that have come crashing down. Others are surveying their yard, trying to figure out what to do to keep their yard safe from the next storm. Joining us this morning is Gerald Matheson from Arbor Vista Landscaping for some expertise on what to do with these trees. So, Gerald, thanks so much for being here with us this morning. First of all, I want to ask you, as we see the evidence of the impact on these trees, when do you know it's time to take your tree down?
Well, if it's leaning really heavily, there's signs you want to kind of just keep an eye on the health of your tree, the vigor, annual pruning every 2 to 5 years for sure. You want to maintain what you have.
So it doesn't get too big and then they can get blown around and the impact of the rain. We're going to show some pictures here and sort of get you to diagnose some things. So we'll start with, we've got some trees that are going through here. Obviously, these are ones that are going to need to be cleared up and out of the way. When you see damage like this, is this just like to clear as many branches as possible and get everything off the ground?
Correct. And then you want to, some of the big branches that have like that particular one there, you definitely want to clean that wound up and dress it. So it'll heal properly.
And so what does that mean? What does dressing the wound mean?
So I use like a balsam bark tree pruning spray. You want to clean up the rough edges so the tree can heal quickly.
Okay. Now quickly, we had a picture there of a tree that is leaning over. It seems like it's rather new. What's your advice here?
So that one, because of the ground saturation, yes, it is leaning with the wind. So you could definitely put a couple of tree stakes on that, pull it straight, give it a couple of years, and it'll get rerooted and be a nice tree.
Okay, so it's got life, even though it's got that lean. We just have to do a little work on the ground there. That is good news. As we move on to other situations, we can see there if you see this around your tree, what can you do? Just got to get that moisture out of there?
Yeah, I mean, if it's a mature tree, they're loving this moisture because of the amount of growth they've put on. I've seen shoot elongation that's been 18 inches long.
Okay.
So you want to tip that back because you don't want long, skinny, weak branches. So by tipping it back, then it'll basically develop a stronger branch.
Okay, so let's move on to the next picture here. This is another big damaged area, but we've got power lines in there.
Yes.
Is this just something that has to get out of there?
Yes, that one's pretty much 100% removal. The city would have to come in and drop the power lines so that they could do a proper cleanup.
What's your advice for someone who may be dealing with something like this? Who do they call?
It would be the city.
Okay.
Yeah. There's city community services, especially if it's boulevard trees. Boulevard trees are all city community.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for those who have trees that are still up but maybe haven't been pruned, that may hang over the road, hang over into garages or roofs, what's your advice there?
So you want to identify the tree species because of Dutch elm disease. There's certain bylaws, right?
Yeah.
So, and then different species have different growth habits.
Okay.
Some are more upright, some are more oval. So you want to kind of have a look and just see, does it need some maintenance, some pruning?
And how, can you prune too much?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically it's a 30% rule. You don't want to take more than a third. So if the tree's never been pruned, you want to stop at 30% for the first pruning.
Okay, and then maybe go back again to prune back after that. And really quickly before you go, if you have to take a tree out, can you plant something new where that was, or the roots make it such that nothing else is going to grow there right away?
No, you could definitely do that. You could have a stump grinder professional come in, stump grind. You do want to check for underground utilities.
Okay.
Make sure there's nothing there that is going to impede replanting a tree.
Okay. Well, Gerald, thank you so much for the advice. A lot of people worried about their trees or having to clean up, so this certainly goes a long way. Thanks so much for joining us this
You're
morning.
welcome.
It's time for us to take a break. We'll be right back.
(8:24), you're taking a live look through the River Valley Skycam. Temperature right now 16. The camera's shaking a little bit. The wind is starting to pick up a bit. That's looking 99th Street heading south. As we go throughout the day, the wind will pick up, and then we've got more storms in the forecast for us here in the Edmonton area. It could be another big storm day, with possibly some very heavy rain and strong wind associated with this. We'll take a look at that in the Futurecast shortly, but other temperatures, 13 Cold Lake, 16 Fort McMurray, out to the west Jasper, 13 degrees. And we are seeing some rain and showers up towards Slave Lake, High Prairie, Spirit River, Peace River. Those are pulling to the north-northeast, so we're not going to see anything associated with those. Right now, we are starting off fairly clear, but as we go throughout the afternoon and evening, winds will pick up, and then through the supper hour, it looks like 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., we could see some good storms roll through the Edmonton area and then pass off through the early morning hours to the northeast. 27 for a high, again becoming windy. Good chance for storms once again, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Hello there, Jermaine Franklin with you in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Monday. For that, we'll head to the Big Apple. All right, Braves, Mets, bottom six. Luis Torrens with the grounder. Matt Olson dives over to Connor Thomas, who makes the tough play for the out at first. A great diving stop by Olson, and an even better play by Thomas, making the awkward grab while having the presence of mind to find the bag for the out as he earns your must-see moment from Monday. And tonight we've got Toronto Tempo basketball as they take on the Lynx. It all starts at 8 p.m. Eastern on TSN 1, 4, and 5. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
TSN must-see moments brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
I'll take a little sidebar, something to make you smile, perhaps catch you by surprise, much like an afternoon thunderstorm.
Holy sh! All right, inside.
That is our own Noah Rashog, who was out gathering a story about trees and everything that has hit the ground from Saturday's storm and then interrupted by the lightning and thunder from yesterday's storm. Good on Noah. Took charge there, made sure everybody was safe after that thunder. And as you said, great awareness. He knew he was on TV.
He managed his words very carefully. Yeah. Now to another word, a major milestone of our viewers that our viewers can relate to.
I didn't. Huh? We heard it, buddy.
What an amazing moment. Love Dad's
great.
reaction to hearing Daddy for the first time. Took a couple of tries, and when it finally happened, the proud parents say it felt like Christmas came early.
Oh, yeah, that is a fun moment. Oh,
wow, hey, you remember that?
Yes, absolutely. It's funny because there was a time where I was like, I wonder what my son's voice is going to sound like. And now...
now very well.
I wonder what it'd be like if it was quiet. You know?
Totally.
It's time for us to take a break. We'll be right back.
Your Morning Edmonton's Kitchen, provided by Trail Appliances and KitchenAid.
Good morning. It is 6:30 here on a Tuesday. Hopefully you're off to a great start to your day. The start certainly going to be calmer than the end, it looks like, Corey.
That's right. More storms in the forecast for today. It looks like through the supper hour and evening, they could be pretty big. And then more unsettled weather as we go throughout the weekend. I have your 5-day forecast coming up in 6 minutes. Ken.
All right. Thank you, Corey. Well, all of that is all on top of what is already the wettest summer on record, and we're not even in August yet. Monday's afternoon storm packing a punch, adding more rain on top of record-breaking totals. CTV's Kendra Slagoski joins us live Scona Road, where flooding filled up that area yesterday. What's the situation there this morning, Kendra?
Well, good morning, Kent. Just talking to these guys who just arrived on scene here. They tell me that they are doing work for EPCOR, and they are here to unplug the plug. So they are trying to figure out where things are clogged and get things moving. You can see that the water is gone this morning, but it has left behind quite the mess. And this roadway remains closed this morning. This is Connors Road heading southbound under the overpass. Parts of 98 Avenue closed as well. So the city is going to be updating us at some point today. But again, the crews are here trying to figure out exactly where things are clogging up. A number of bike and walking paths in the area still flooded out as well. We want to show you the scene that was yesterday afternoon after all that rain started falling fast and furious. A lake on the roadway. Of course, it is gone now, but this is a scene that is becoming all too common in Edmonton. Vehicles caught in the flooded areas, a number of bikes trying to get through as well. So we've been dealing with this over the last couple of months, trapping these vehicles as the thunderstorms move through the city. Yesterday alone, in some areas in the east and south, we saw up to 50 millimeters of rain, adding to the already soaked and soggy stormwater systems. EPCOR says its crews are working round the clock, responding to calls of those blown off manhole covers. They're also trying to figure out where the systems can't keep up, so trying to anticipate as we have more storms heading our way. The frequency of these storms, that's the problem. Also the speed and the intensity, really putting our stormwater systems through the ringer. We've been told that they're designed for the average rainfall. We are well above that, more than 3 times the monthly average, in all these storms like nothing we've seen before.
all of a sudden it got really dark. I had to turn my lights on in my condo, and next thing I knew, it was just raining and hail, and it was just wild. It was about 20 minutes, and then it stopped, and I thought, great, and then it started again. It gave us round number 2.
So again, Kent, this part of the roadway remains closed this morning. The crew's just arriving now to figure out where the problem is and see if they could really unclog that and hopefully make way for more rainfall that could be coming later today. You guys have been talking about that, and you've been talking about the records. Well, those records show the all-time wettest July was actually back in 1901, and we're only about 20 millimeters off that. Kent, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Kendra. Corey's forecast coming up again in just a few minutes. Well, Calgary police are ending the large-scale ground search for Parker Wells. The 11-year-old boy has been missing now for 12 days. Their work will continue, but with fewer officers. Police say over 1,000 people have come together to search for Parker so far. Officers consulting with autism experts and searching thousands of kilometers on the ground, water, and from the air. Calgary's police chief says in her 35 years as an officer, she has never seen such dedicated search tactics.
We are not giving up. Our approach is changing, but our resolve to find answers for Parker and his family is not. We will continue to follow up on tips, re-examine evidence, and pursue any new leads that emerge. If new information identifies an area requiring additional search activity, we are prepared and ready to respond.
Officers urging Calgarians to keep checking their property and contact police with anything they deem helpful. And police are looking for the driver of a vehicle that hit a man in South Edmonton last week. Police say on Friday morning, a man in his 50s was hit on 42nd Avenue and Calgary Trail, rushed to hospital with life-threatening injuries. The driver who hit the man fled. Police are asking anyone who may have dash cam footage of the crash to contact them. And Albertans will now be able to self-refer for MRIs, CT scans, X-rays, and ultrasounds if they're willing to pay for it themselves. The Premier says the new policy will save lives and not take resources away from people who have been referred by doctors.
We just want to put the power in the hands of the patient so that they can get those peace of mind tests and hopefully get the all clear. But if they do end up getting something diagnosed, we want them to be reimbursed so that they can get directly into treatment.
The Primary and Preventative Health Services Ministry says physician-referred services will be given top priority. When asked why she's taking this approach rather than putting the money into primary care, the Premier says diagnostics could take up the whole budget.
We could spend 100% of the healthcare budget on diagnostic and never treat a single patient. That's how expensive the diagnostic tests are and how frequent they are. And so we do have to rely on doctors to use their expert opinion about whether they think somebody should seek a diagnosis.
This is not going to solve the problem that exists within our healthcare system. This is going to make it wait time longer, and it's going to create a two-tier system.
The Premier says someone who chooses to seek their own test should pay out of pocket unless something is discovered. Now, the Primary and Preventative Health Services Minister says participating clinics are not allowed to favor self-referrals over doctor referrals, and they are not allowed to reduce the amount of publicly funded exams. Well, 27 of Canada's top young hockey players are skating at Rogers Place in Nate Arena this week, competing for a spot in the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. The week-long training camp includes on-ice practice and exhibition games. One of them will be against Sweden on Thursday. Coaches will then evaluate and choose their roster ahead of the tournament. 25 of the 27 players here will make the cut. Canada opens the Hlinka Gretzky Cup against Switzerland Monday at Rogers Place.
8:37 as we take a look at the rainfall amounts from yesterday. The storm on the west end of the city, not a whole lot, 7 to 9 millimeters, but other areas of the city, a lot in a very short period of time. The southeast corner, 45 millimeters. The southwest, 45 as well. And then central areas where we saw a lot of flooding, as high as 35 millimeters. 40 out towards Sherwood Park. Elk Island is closed. They saw 34 millimeters yesterday. A lot of flooding and down trees in Elk Island, so they are closed right now. Stony Plain right now, 14. That's the temperature at the airport. 15 Elk Island and Nemeo, and 16 at the Blatchford Station. Winds light but starting to pick up. A bit of a breeze at the airport, so winds will continue to pick up and it will be windy later this afternoon. Temperatures within the city ranging from 14 to 16. As we take a look at our high for today, it is 27. Now, mainly sunny throughout the early part of the day, and then as we go throughout the supper hour and evening, about 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., could see some good storms roll through the Edmonton area once again. So we're expecting a lot of rain, some lightning, thunder, possibly some hail, and some strong winds as well. Tomorrow, a little bit quieter, 24 mainly sunny, 26 Thursday, 28 Friday, and back to a risk of thunderstorms on Saturday with a high of 29. Kent.
Ooh, boy. Okay, buckle up, everybody. As we make our way through the last of the morning commute, let's keep an eye on a few particular spots. 98th Avenue at 75th Street. So 98 Ave is the issue as that leads you towards downtown and the River Valley where Kendra is, and Connors Road is closed off, as well as part of 98th Avenue. So that has caused some issue this morning as people getting around. River Valley Road at 105 Street. Some people may be taking this route to get into the area, given the closures there that we just spoke about, but looks like it's just fine. Yellowhead at 97th Street, also that same story. At 127th is busy, as it usually is. So Connors Road, southbound under the overpass, is closed. We're expecting delays in all directions. As Kendra just showed you, the city is now just arriving to assess the conditions and look for the issues as we expect more rain on the way. Mill Creek Ravine, also many trails are closed. And we have this crash eastbound White Mud Drive at 170th Street overpass that is impacting the commute as well. Well, still ahead, this World Cup goal has been crowned the best of the tournament, plus
my first thought was like, this area is huge. I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to find her?
how this dog survived a multi-day search after going over a 60-foot cliff.
Wake up with Your Morning Edmonton. Brought to you by CIR Realty. Making real estate easy in Edmonton, Red Deer, and Central Alberta.
A dog in Ontario is recovering after surviving a fall over a 60-foot cliff, setting off a multi-day search. CTV's Karis Mapp has the story.
3-year-old Willow is back home in Ingersoll after a dramatic ordeal at the Elora Gorge Conservation Area. The Labrador Retriever fell over the edge of a 60-foot cliff last Wednesday, setting off a multi-day search.
My first thought was like, this area is huge. I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to find her?
Owner Becky Popiolek says she was out tubing with her son when Willow, who was wearing a leash, wandered off unnoticed. She says park workers found Willow near the edge of a trail, but the dog became afraid, backed away, and fell.
She just felt overwhelmed by the people around her, and she ended up slipping off the edge and falling.
A rescue team from the Centre Wellington Fire Department sprang into action next, rappelling down the side of the cliff.
It was about a 60-foot fall into a very wooded area between the wall and the river. So we had 3 rescuers that were down searching for the dog, and we searched for over an hour, both upriver and downriver. And unfortunately, it got dark. We had to call off our search at that point.
Becky says she kept searching for Willow on Thursday and Friday, but then had to leave.
I was like devastated. I was thinking the worst. I'm like, oh my gosh, my dog's like injured. My dog's might be dead.
The search wouldn't be over thanks to volunteer group Ground Search and Rescue KW.
We knew that they had rappelled and done all their business, and they kind of exhausted everything at that point, but we were like, let's go see. You never know.
With infrared technology, they found Willow about 500 yards downriver from where she was seen falling.
The dog was on the other side of the river, so we were using an inflatable boat to have our rescuers go across the river and get the dog.
Just to see them come out with the boat and do the whole rescue and being able to witness all of that was incredible.
As soon as I got home, I got the call from the ground search and like, we found your dog. I was like, oh my God. So I got home and then I went back.
Following Willow's dramatic rescue, she was transported here to the Elora Gorge Animal Hospital, where she was diagnosed with exhaustion, dehydration, and a pulmonary contusion.
I walked in and I just started bawling. I fell to the floor and just hugged her and cried.
A happy ending that also comes with a message for pet owners.
At the gorge here, we do have some very inaccessible areas. So outside of keeping your animals on a leash, just making sure that they're under control at all times.
Karis Mapp, CTV News, Elora.
Well, for weeks and weeks, you have been sending in your entries for the Yard of the Year contest. We had so many entries come in, and we loved showing off all your hard work. And today, we are meeting the winners. Kim is live in Leduc in one part of this yard. What's going on, Kim?
I mean, all morning long, you've probably been wondering, hey, what is in the she shed? Well, we are in the Zen Den right now, joined by Kathy Govin, our winner for the Yard of the Year 2026. Kathy, like, what are you doing here? Do you read tarot cards, charge your crystals in the moon?
All of that.
Yes.
All of that. Meditate. You can do yoga in here. I have drank wine in here with friends.
Of course you have. I want to talk about the stained glass behind you right here. Did Randy make this?
He sure did.
Yeah.
To mirror the pond.
Yeah,
it was to mirror the pond.
Koi fish in the back there.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a tour of the rest of the garden behind you and take a look at the lovely veggie garden that they have behind the she shed. But let's talk about your favorite perennials to plant in Edmonton.
Hydrangeas, delphiniums for sure, and they will multiply, and hostas and ferns for
the
shade.
shade, definitely. What about annuals?
My favorites are what my mom and my grandma planted, which are petunias, zinnias, and marigolds.
Yeah, really good choices, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to join Randy outside. Once again, we've had all these entries come in all summer, and we take a tour of these gardens, and we have Randy out here right now. The reason why we chose this amazing garden was mostly because of the water feature. Randy is actually feeding the koi fish in the pond over here. So, Randy, for anybody who wants to create their own water feature, can you tell me about some of the plants that you use?
Well, a lot of them are natural for the area, cattails and bulrushes, lily pads, of course.
Yeah. What do you do with the fish in the winter? This is a question that I always wanted to know. Like, do you leave them in there? Or?
I did leave them in here for about 15 years, but a muskrat got in once and killed everything.
Shoot. So what do you do now?
I bring them into my greenhouse.
With the water lilies in there, do you have to plant them every year? Do they come back or do they die out? Like, what do you do?
If your pond is deep enough, they'll stay over.
Oh.
As long as they don't freeze to the bottom.
Okay. So do you have to plant them quite shallow or deep?
About 18 inches.
And what do you do to winterize your pond?
I put a bubbler in to keep the oxygen in the water. Other than that, let her freeze over.
Yeah, and then they come back looking beautiful every year. Kathy, come on over here. I want to thank you, too, for giving us a tour of your beautiful garden. You did such a wonderful job. Everybody, we're going to do this again. Yard of the Year for 2027. Start thinking about that as you fall plant. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Kim.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Group hug? Yay!
Group hug.
Good job, guys. Thank you so much.
I hope that was good.
Yeah, I know, it was fantastic.
It was fantastic. It was still ahead, a pair of musicians creating their own life soundtrack.
You kind of realize that you don't picture your life with anyone else.
The tunes and the research behind a happy life after the break.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
8:52, you're taking a live look through the River Valley Skycam. Partly cloudy as we start off on this Tuesday morning, and it could be another stormy day as we take a look at our forecast for today. 27 for a high. So we've got the warmth, we've got the humidity, and then it looks like between 5 and 9 tonight. Could see some good storms roll through, possibility of some heavy rain, maybe even some hail, lightning, thunder, and some strong wind. So again, 5 to 9 p.m. tonight. Keep an eye on the sky. Tomorrow, 24 mainly sunny, 26 Thursday and 28 on Friday. Back to a risk of thunderstorms for Saturday with a high of 29. And then for the rest of the weekend, looks not too bad. Slight chance of showers Sunday, a little bit cooler at 19, and then 21 on Monday with temperatures climbing back into the mid and higher 20s after that. Kent.
All right, thank you, Corey. Well, there were 308 goals scored at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and this one has been chosen the best of them all.
Still having a reasonable share of the game, Cabo Verde, despite falling behind once more. Oh, they've equalised! Sidney Lopez Cabral!
That shot into the far top corner of Argentina's net, the standout moment. This goal tying the Cape Verde-Argentina match in extra time in their thrilling round of 32 match. Cape Verde would eventually lose this match, but the African team made a stellar debut on soccer's biggest stage. This goal chosen after FIFA drew up a short list of 12 goals for public voting that closed yesterday. Well, Canadian actor Ryan Gosling is joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe, breaking the news to delighted fans at the San Diego Comic-Con over the weekend.
This is a character I've wanted to play for a very long time.
Gosling will take on the role of Ghost Rider, a cursed, flaming-skulled anti-hero who acts as a spirit of vengeance while riding a possessed motorcycle from hell. Wow! This new standalone film will be a reboot of the one that stars Nicolas Cage from back in 2007, expected to hit theaters in 2028. Well, the BC couple has been playing all the right notes over their decades-long relationship, and one of them is now showing off how science and music have helped them through the years. CTV's Adam Sawatsky has their story.
Rather than accordion, Adam Faber was playing piano during the band camp performance that changed his life.
Trying to show off as a 15-year-old boy would.
But instead of applauding, a 13-year-old girl in the back was heckling him.
Play Freebird or whatever she was hollering at me.
She was flautist Sarah Faber, who was struck by Adam's musical talent and multicolored smile.
Really, really neon elastic colored braces. And I was like, yeah.
That's my guy.
That's the guy.
Although what they were thinking during their first conversation after that was different.
I felt like there was a lot of chemistry and, like violin lines and...
I'm out of my league, man. You're just sitting there going, oh my God, a girl.
After chatting effortlessly and playing together daily, Sarah and Adam agreed to start dating immediately after band camp.
A 25-minute drive when you don't have your license is an eternity away.
But despite the distance, the couple kept growing closer and dated consistently from middle school through university.
Enough stayed the same, and then what did changed in a way that both of us were still drawn to.
You kind of realize that you don't picture your life with anyone else.
So Adam proposed, Sarah said yes, and then they both vowed, I do.
I think each of us think the other is the cooler one.
After being married for almost 18 years and together for more than 25, now Dr. Sarah works as a neuroscientist, while Adam's hobby is crafting satirical songs like this one about community conflict over pickleball.
I wish that there was anything that I could say or do so they keep it down.
Well, his lyrics inspire enduring smiles, and her research shows the benefits of music on the aging brain. Adam and Sarah credit their longevity on always playing the soundtrack to their enduring love story together.
And every time we play it together, it's just like, oh, I remember that.
Yeah, we'll be out on the porch in our rocking chairs, kind of remembering the fun times in the old songs, and maybe playing a few new ones.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News.
There you go. Look what music can do. Bring people together.
Absolutely. We'll all be together taking shelter perhaps later today, Corey.
Be careful out there tonight. Could see some good ones roll through once again, Kent.
Okay. We'll see you tomorrow.